The drums speak first, loud, sharp, hungry drums. The kind that call spirits and shake bones. Feet move without thinking, heads nod, palms clap. The air dances with music, goat meat smoke, and laughter that jumps from mouth to mouth. The young men shout, the young women swirl. Old women throw powder, babies bounce on backs. A lion has caught his prey. He leaps, he spins. He roars without a roar, chest high, eyes on no one but joy. He leads his brothers like a warrior back from war. They pound the ground with feet and fists, then silence. Not from the drummers, not from the crowd, from hearts, from mouths. She glides in like the morning mist, white wraps her body, beads kiss her neck, her skin shines like water. Her eyes hold a calm no one understands. Every step is music, every blink a charm, a whisper slips. Something is not right. The words fall like a leaf, soft but heavy. They rest in the ears of one woman. They don't fly away. A hand shakes slightly, a necklace is clutched tighter, one pair of eyes doesn't blink. They don't dance, they don't smile, they stare. Old eyes, heavy with stories, hungry for truth. A low sip of palm wine, a long breath, still watching. Madness, a dog. Dust, barking like thunder. Legs pushing through bodies, teeth bared. Bark, bark, right at her. Catch that dog. Small feet run. Hands stretch. Laughter follows, but the dog doesn't move. It holds its ground, still barking. She doesn't blink. Her smile fades, her eyes narrow. The air changes. A cold breath dances through the heat. The drummers slow, the dancers pause. A light flickers yellow, strange, under her feet. Just one blink. Then the dog screams. Not a bark, a scream. It turns, runs, tail low, ears flat. It doesn't look back. Now-oh, wet and do the dog. Laughter again, louder this time. Jokes fly, back slap. But one hand is still clutching a charm, and one face has not moved. A voice speaks only once. That dog no bark for nothing. Then silence again. The lion laughs, his arms wrap around the river. He waves, they cheer, they chant. 2 steps, 4 steps, the hut awaits, sacred, silent. They vanish into it. The fire crackles, the wind changes, cold, too cold. A whisper, low, sharp. My spirit no rest. A slow nod, a slow turn. We go watch, but not with our 2 eyes only. A staff hits the ground. Once, not again. The drums try to play again, but the rhythm has changed. Something is missing, something has entered, and no one, not even the oldest, knows what it is. They said it was just a dog's madness, but old Papa Uche wasn't so sure. The girl came from nowhere. No one knew her people. No mother came, no father, no uncle, no cousin. Just her in one bag. My aunt sent me here for marriage, she always said. Same voice, same smile, same story. But once she said Odu. Another time she said Aguta. Then she said Mbano. Which village did you say again? The loud one asked, eyes wide. You've said 3 different names, she smiled. It's near the border. Obina said he saw her in a dream. He woke up sweating, heart pounding, and said, The gods showed me my wife. You want to marry a stranger? His mother's arms were folded tight. Her face knew what her son refused to see. We know her face, she said, not her spirit. Obina laughed loud. He beat his chest. Love is the only spirit I know. The girl moved like smoke, soft and silent. Her words dropped like rain, calm, cold, clear. She was too quiet, too polite, too graceful. Like someone raised to never raise a finger. Then someone shouted, That girl carried a palm wine drum alone. Eyes turned. Even I can't lift that thing, a strong one said. They watched her walk past, her waist smooth, her steps even. No sweat, no struggle, just silence. The oldest man sat under the shrine tree. He chewed bitter cola and watched, always watching. Eyes like firewood, dry, sharp, buff, and patient. He said nothing, but he saw everything. One night, the mother went to the seer. The path was quiet. Her wrapper brushed the ground like a broom. She knelt. Her voice was small. Tell me who this girl really is. The gourd shook. The candles danced. The seer's eyes turned white. A pretty mask can hide a poisoned face. The gourd rattled again. Beauty without roots hides something deep. She's just a girl, the son shouted the next morning. Everybody wants to ruin my joy. The mother wiped her tears and went back home. Then came the whispers, soft like rain before thunder. She doesn't eat in public. Her shadow looked like a tail. She talks to birds. The loud one found her by the river at midnight. You're up late, she said. I was just thinking, the girl answered with a smile. But the loud one stepped back. Her voice cracked. Your eyes were not yours. The hunter sang louder the next day. He brought her gifts, goat meat, beads, wrappers. She's the best thing that ever happened to me. The villagers danced, they cooked, they prepared. But at night, the whispers moved from house to house. Is this love or is this a spell? A woman asked her husband. He looked around. We'll find out too late. The oldest man didn't whisper. He walked to the wedding hut. He drew signs in chalk, white, slow, and sharp. He tapped the ground with his staff. If truth walks here, it will show itself. The drums started again. The women carried pots. The men carried chairs. But behind the songs, behind the food, behind the noise, fear sat on the roof like a crow. Everyone smiled, but their eyes stayed wide. The bride looked perfect. The groom looked proud, but not everyone believed. The wedding drums covered the whispers, but the truth was already crawling under the floor. It swallowed them. The music faded. The night held its breath. Then a scream, sharp like broken calabash, loud enough to scatter birds. The door flew open. He ran out, eyes wild, chest bare. Snake people dropped cups, torches lifted, feet rushed, the elders pushed inside. She sat on the mat, wrapper tight, face wet with sweat, calm, still. The room smelled strange, like burnt leaves and wet bush. I saw her legs change, he shouted. Scales, her eyes, they turned yellow. Laughter cracked at the back. Palm wine has fried his brain, someone muttered. One elder stepped forward, sniffed his breath. Too much celebration. He's tired, another said. Bride price has been paid, this marriage must stand. The drummers tried to beat again, but their hands felt slow. She smiled slightly. She didn't blink. His mother never looked away. Not once. Eyes burning like hot stone. That night, he did not sleep beside her. He lay alone, shivering. The mat felt cold. Hissing sounds filled his ears. Shadows crawled across his chest. He scratched his skin until it bled. Before the cock crowed, the mother tied her wrapper, took her walking stick. I'm going to find her roots. She walked for hours. Reached the village, the girl claimed, but the house stood empty. Grass grew through the walls. The roof sagged. She knocked anyway. Nothing. Only wind. That house, a farmer said, machete in hand. It's been empty for years. She turned slowly. Years? The man nodded. She said nothing, just turned and walked back. That night, the girl slept quietly until she spoke. Adora leaned close. The words weren't Igbo. They weren't anything she knew. Not human, not natural. The old man opened his gourd, pulled out dusty charms. There's a tale we buried too long, he said. The snake bride of Aguda forest. The elders leaned in. She wore skin like us, he said, voice low, until she married. Obina's skin turned dry, his eyes sank. He groaned in sleep. He scratched until his sheets stained red. One night, he dug behind the hut. The earth was soft, as if something had been there or still was. He found skin, dry, long, folded like cloth, bones, a tiny skull. He threw them on the mat. What is this? She gasped, then cried. You went behind my back? You don't trust me? She fell, wailed. Her voice cracked, but no tears came. Her eyes watched him, cold, empty, waiting. The village split. Some said he was cursed. Others said she brought it. She's just a woman, an elder said. He's just afraid. But the market women stopped calling her name. Children looked away. Adora waited. One night, she followed, barefoot, silent. The girl moved fast, not walking, not running, slithering. Her back bent too low, her arms swung too smooth. Her tongue flicked. Adora hid behind a tree, heart pounding. In the clearing, something moved. A shadow, long, thick, dark like oil. The girl knelt. Soon they'll all belong to me. The voice came from her mouth, but it wasn't her voice. Then she kissed the serpent's head. Adora didn't scream. She couldn't. She ran only when the snake hissed. By dawn, her face was pale. Her lips trembled. She's not one of us, she said, not even close. Her hands wouldn't stop shaking. That night, the fire in the village square refused to light. Even the gods were silent. The village gathers under the full moon. They came with silent steps. Torches burned low. Drums lay untouched. The air stood still. Children clung to mothers. Men gripped cutlasses. Women clutched charms. Kiru walks into the square like a queen. Her wrapper shimmered gold. Her head was high, neck straight, smile soft. She looked untouched by fear, like one coming to bless, not to beg. 3. I am the same woman you celebrated. Her voice rang clear. You danced for me. You ate my food. You called me wife. She turned slowly. Your fear changes nothing. 4. Papa Uche steps forward with the ritual bowl. He walked barefoot, staff in one hand, ritual bowl in the other. Palm oil, cola nuts, a feather blackened with time. He chanted deep Igbo, voice thick with warning. 5. The wind shifts. The earth hums. The fire flickered. The ground trembled softly. Something stirred beneath the surface. A baby wailed. An elder fainted. 6. Kiru laughs, but it's not just her voice, it echoed. One voice soft as silk, the other sharp, slicing the air. Not human, not right. 7. Her body begins to change before their eyes. Her golden wrapper split, her skin cracked like old wood. Scales shimmered black and pink beneath the peeling flesh. Her fingers lengthened, her legs stretched. 8. The bride is not a woman. Someone screams, running. Dust clouds. Some dropped to their knees, others bolted into the bush. 9. The snake head rises beside her face. It was not costume, not illusion. A giant serpent head, same black and pink scales, hissed beside her shoulder. Its yellow eyes scanned the crowd, watching. 10. Mama Ifeoma throws a charm at her feet. She stepped forward, fearless. Through a charm tied with red thread and white chalk, it exploded in light. Smoke rose, and Kiru shrieked. Her left arm burned, but she didn't fall. Obina staggers forward with his machete. He looked broken, sleepless, lost. Machete shaking in his hands. 12. You loved me before you knew. Her voice turned soft again, just one tone now, human, warm. You brought me to your mother, you sang for me, you called me yours. Obina freezes. The machete drops slightly. Tears filled his eyes. I did love you, he whispered. I still do, but 14. Papa Uchi roars, strike now or lose us all. He slammed his staff into the ground. Even love must bow to truth. His voice cracked the air like thunder. 15. Snaketail coils around Obina's legs. It slithered quietly, smooth, strong. It wrapped his legs gently, pulled him close, face to face. Be with me, she whispered. Let me be. Obina closes his eyes, then opens them with fire. He inhaled deep, held it, then roared, lifted the machete high above his head. 17. The machete comes down with a cry, a flash, a scream, a hiss that shook the trees. Dust exploded. Torches fell. 18. Silence falls like rain. No sound, no movement, no wind, just a circle of smoke where they once stood. Wedding hut is burned before sunrise. Flames rose high, licking the morning sky. The villagers stood in a circle, silent as the fire consumed every mat, every bowl, every trace of her. Some sang low songs of cleansing. Others simply watched. The ashes flew toward the forest, as if going home. 2. Obina sits by the river for 3 days. His bow beside him, his machete sunk in the mud. He stared at the moving water, unmoving. He did not speak, did not blink, did not eat. Only the river flowed, whispering things only he could hear. Mama Ifeoma pours libation at dawn. Each morning she stepped outside with bitter wine. Spirits of truth, take back what was never ours, she said, pouring slowly into the earth. She never cried, but her eyes were always red. She left a white feather by the shrine each day. 4. No one dares say her name. Even the boldest children whispered when the sun went down. Was she real? One would ask. Was she a ghost? Another would shiver. Parents waved them off. She was only a dream. Forget. But dreams don't burn huts. Ada packs her things and leaves. Before the 7th sunrise, she folded her wrappers, tied her calabash, and walked away. She hugged no one. She didn't look back. I saw too much, she said to Papa Uche. He only nodded, pressing a charm into her palm. She vanished into the hills, barefoot. 6. Papa Uche addresses the village in the square. Standing beneath the shrine tree, he raised his staff. Evil hides in beauty, he said, and love without wisdom is a curse. His words echoed like thunder on a dry sky. No one saw the signs because her smile was sweet. He drew a mark on the ground and walked away. 7. Rumors turn into legends overnight. She still walks at night, a woman told her neighbor. My cousin swore he saw her near the river. She sings to the moon, another said, waiting for the next man brave enough, or foolish enough. The forest grew quieter at night. Even the crickets held their breath. 8. Others say she was a test from the gods. Not every bride comes from a womb, an old woman whispered, chewing cola. Some come from beneath the ground, just to see if men still have sense. A younger man scoffed. What sense? She only smiled. That's why she came. 9. Obina returns to the forest with his bout again. The animals returned. He spoke little, smiled less. He fed the village, but no one dared ask about her. When children brought him stories, he walked away. When women brought him food, he left it untouched. 10 years pass, but no bride enters that hut again. The hut still stands, but the door never opens. Its roof mends itself. The grass around it grows in a circle. Birds avoid the roof. Wind whispers when it passes. They say the air is different there, sweet and sharp like snake breath. Elders always said, the eyes of age see beyond the smile, but the young dance too loud to hear the warning. The drumming of youth drowned the whispers of experience. Obinna laughed when Papa Uchi first squinted at her feet. He smiled when Mama Ifeoma asked, where is her people? He was in love, and love is blind until the darkness falls. Beauty without truth is like palm wine without fermentation. It starts sweet, too sweet. It sits well at first, fills the belly, warms the chest, but hours later the stomach twists. The truth comes up bitter. Nikiru's beauty lit the village, but her shadow stretched further than they saw. Too late, they realized, beauty is not proof of goodness. 3. Obinna chose with his heart but forgot his head. The heart sees dreams, the head sees patterns. He saw soft lips, not the snakeskin beneath. He heard laughter, not the hissing between breaths. And in that silence, between feeling and thinking, evil found a place to rest. The heart opens doors, but the head must decide which to lock. 4. Some doors should not be opened in a hurry. Love is not just a dance or a feast. It is knowing. It is questions asked before wrappers are tied. But they rushed. They skipped steps. They praised her too quickly. The drums drowned the silence. The smiles blinded the eyes. And when you open doors too fast, you never see what waits behind them. 5. Evil doesn't always knock loud. Sometimes it comes dressed for a wedding, with beads, with perfume, with practiced grace. It comes soft-spoken, with head bowed and hands folded. And when it enters, it does not come alone. It brings fear, division, rot. They didn't know until it hissed, until the wrapper fell and the truth stood tall, scaled and smiling. 6. Truth moves slowly, but it always arrives. Like smoke creeping under a door, like light chasing night. The elders whispered. Adora followed. Mama Ifeoma prayed. Piece by piece, the lie unraveled. And when it did, it was too late to run, too early to forget. But truth stood in the square that night, and it saw everything. 7. Papa Uchi's voice still echoes in the square. Wisdom is not loud, he said, but it always speaks. Now, every time a bride enters the village, they remember, they ask, they watch, they wait. Know her people, know her truth, or you may marry the forest. The drums still beat, but the silence is listened to. 8. The hut still stands. The story still walks. The wind whistles through its cracks, the earth never forgets. Children pass by quickly, whispering, that's the snake bride's hut. And every wedding in the village begins with a prayer and a warning. Not every woman comes from her mother's womb. Some come from places the sun has never touched.